Bill and I, we're running this show. Digital land, let the blockchain flow. Pod to the cast, we ride the air. NFT dreams like we just don't care. Metaverse wild, like a zombie horde. Earth to terrain, we're never bored. VV collectibles stacking high. Bill and I, we touch the sky. Digital world, we rule this space. NFT riches, we're on the chase. Metaverse dreams, a brand new guide. Zombie and Bill side by side. Yeah. Bill lays down wisdom like it's gold. I'm the zombie breaking every mold. Virtual lands where our roots grow deep. Podcasts alive, we never sleep. Podcast kings in the cyber realm. Forward thinking, we at the helm. Digital land, new frontiers we take. Binary zone that we co-create. Digital world, we rule this space. NFT riches, we're on the chase. Metaverse dreams, a brand new guide. Zombie and Bill side by side. Digital world, we rule this space. NFT riches, we're on the chase. Metaverse dreams, a brand new guide. Zombie and Bill side by side. Bill lays down wisdom like it's gold. I'm the zombie breaking every mold. Virtual lands where our roots grow deep. Podcasts alive, we never sleep. Podcast kings in the cyber realm. Forward thinking, we at the helm. Digital land, new frontiers we take. Binary zone that we co-create. Followers join and they heed the call. Hack the code, break the fourth wall. Pixelated power in every hand. Bill and Zombie own this land. Own this land.
On this
land. We own this land.
Man,
Randy, right on time.
Well, let's
let him in. Like a ninja.
Meow. Meow. Howdy,
just
howdy.
in time.
You were messing around. You were like, I'll be on time.
Yeah, I had to cut him off. I went to the bathroom and I was like,
he's chatty.
How you doing?
Doing great.
Good. Yeah, I love that guest. Geez, I'm looking forward to that comic.
Yeah,
it comes out in 13 hours, 29 minutes.
Now, is that going to be on the green site or just the regular VV site?
I think he said both, but I don't know if he was mistaken. He's the green comic to start, but then.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Go for it just to support him.
Oh,
dude's super authentic.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the he did a cover for Decat too, so I really like him. Got a 100% support the peeps.
What's up, Croner? Omar, Ben, what's going on?
Yo, what's up, everybody?
So we're so pumped you're here, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's been a heck of a busy day. Trying to buy some Omi here, but it's there's not a lot of liquidity out on the base, and we're trying to get some while there's not a lot. There's 400K in volume on Uniswap. So
what's up, Larry?
Doing my very best.
So do you got to send what you have over there now and try that avenue?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying now, but there's I was hoping people would eat up my buy orders, but they're not.
Dang.
What are you guys up to?
So
go for it.
We were just listening to your show, and then we're like, all right, now we got to go. We're like,
time
to end it. So made some moves recently. I now am officially the largest holder of Eon Rift. So that's
Solid.
huge.
Huge.
259 of them. I'm about to buy more. And pretty excited. I even hold more than the owners. So that's pretty cool.
Fuck, that's crazy.
So you told me about this when you were on the other day, and they look cool. Like they look like they would fit in well with the cat.
Yeah.
What are the backgrounds of these characters? Do they have backstories? Are they?
So they do. So it's pretty interesting because they start off with the main character in the main comic that they first came out with, and they give him a little bit of a background. You don't fully understand it because they're trying to flush out the full story, but you get a little bit of his story involved into it. But most of the characters, they're going to have an like an AI generated, I think it's autocannon, something like that is what it's called, and it will generate storylines and that you can generate your own in there. So you can add things to your characters and it won't interfere as long as it doesn't interfere with the main storyline, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So you'll be able to add your own little elements to every character in time, from my understanding.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but you have to read the comic to get the main character storyline. But it's a 4-part series. They've only released the first part, so really you don't have a ton of information that's flushed out just yet.
Gotcha. We don't have the full thing yet. Okay.
But it's animated, and it's incredible. The whole comic's animated.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but some of the NFTs will be chosen to be characters, correct? So we could see Bill's characters running around in these comics and animated.
Yes, they could be in the actual comics. So like they're going to do either monthly or yearly. I haven't figured out. I think they're going to do like monthly. They're eventually going to add in comics once they start putting more out. They're going to add in like cameos, and then I think yearly they'll do like a main character. So it's kind of exciting, yeah. And it's cats. You love cats.
I do. Cats are great.
Yeah.
Wow. That's why I think it would be such a good crossover potential.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Larry's actually in the chat right now. Pushback.
We shall see. I'm trying to do crossovers with a lot.
We're gonna be getting him on the show soon.
I mean, I'll meet with them. And now that you own a good percentage of their NFTs, maybe you could put in a good word for me. Be like, hey,
100%.
I would rather have you read the comic first before you put in a good word. Just like, God forbid, you read it and be like, bro, this sucks.
Oh no, I've read the comic. It's insane. It's insane.
Oh, I mean my comic.
Oh,
your comic? I already know it's good.
Oh, thanks.
I've been listening to you for like 4 years. I already know you can tell stories.
Thank you.
Right?
That's true. These are great stories. And the stories I have are. Do you have me on Facebook?
No, I'm not on Facebook.
The Zombie, you ever see my Be Me stories?
Has it been recently you've put them out?
No, I haven't. The only time you might get a notification is if like I like or haha react one of my old memories from like years ago, and those are and then they might come up, but those ones are insane. They're like from my 20s and the military days and PI days, and they're insane stories, and they're fun.
Nice. So with writing that, how was doing that? Because I assume this was kind of your first endeavor with a comic, right? So what did you do to kind of get in the headspace and like take on a project like that?
There's a quote from Dragon Ball Z where Goku's in the hyperbolic time chamber with Gohan, and Gohan's trying to go Super Saiyan, and Goku said, like, sometimes it comes from a need, not a desire. You have to create that need. So Goku went Super Saiyan after Frieza destroyed like Piccolo, killed his best friend Krillin, and then Goku's like, it was a need to like not let any of the rest of his loved ones die. And Gohan wanted to become Super Saiyan so badly. He's like, well, pretend that cells like killing all of your friends, and you have to create that need. And this, I just bought a bunch of the cat like a couple of years ago, and it was because Pro the Doge said like to buy. It was like his next big meme thing, and it was called Grumpy Cat at the time. And then it's like, hey, we had to rebrand because the original Grumpy Cat owner was just shitting all over us, even though a completely different thing. And spent like so much on like a top tier like lawyer. It was actually like a legit case that's probably going to be studied in like just because you had a cat with dwarfism doesn't mean you own all cats with dwarfism, and it
with
looks like you.
bad
So
attitudes. Yeah.
yeah, so we branded to the cat, and they had said, and they had already had a comic, and they're like, "Could you get this on BB?" I was like, "Yeah, let me take a look." And it was a story where if you're super bored and on the toilet and it's in a magazine, yeah, okay, pass the time. But it wasn't great. So I had the idea originally was to tell like an origin story, like how did the cat become like the youngest leader like ever on the planet.
Mhm.
But the one of the guys said like, well, we have this idea already. We want to add like Pepe in, and we want to have like the cat enemies be the frogs. I was like, okay. And then I start writing it. It's like, okay, maybe the cats are on land and the frogs are in the swamps, and maybe they're invading the swamp. Like they're using what would have been swampland and frogland to build their cat empire or whatever, and the frogs didn't like that. And they're like, oh no, we want the Decat world to be like a paradise. I was like, okay, so now I'm thinking like it has to be a multi-planetary story. I was like, okay, I can do that, but we have to have the cats like win, and we don't want to have the cats I mean, how long can you battle, can like this war last for? So I was like, and then to get the artists from like Marvel or DC, it was like $400 a page, and it was like, bro, this is a big ask. So we asked other people like, do you want to come in, pay us to be in the comic, and then you'll be on VV, and like that's fine. And then we were supposed to have the Squid Grow community in there
Right.
with Squid Grow Joe and Wendio, and I was like, okay, cross pollination, that'd be cool. Squid Grow, the way I was writing it was Squid Grow Joe would have been like the leader, and then Wendio would be like the other, like the wife, and they'd rule as king and queen. And I asked Wendy, I was like, hey, is this cool if I do it? And she's like, no, I just want to be someone that supports Squid Grow, like in the comic. I was like, okay, so do you want to be a squid? And then she like ghosted me, and I was like, I reckon I message her out of the blue. It'll be like, hey, do you want to be a squid? Do you want to be like? So I get it. And then I was like, hey guys, I'm not getting like good vibes here. I don't want to go and write this and then have them say like you can't use my character. And
Right.
like, okay, so I still wanted to make them squids, but it would have been like too close to them. So I made them mollusks. And I was like, okay, so there's a lot of moving parts here, and they can't all be on two different worlds. So I made them all in the same solar system. They have two suns, and they are one's a water world, one's this, and
Mhm.
it just came to me like, okay, frogs, you're going to be like the North Korea world, like you're going to be, because they're supposed to be the enemy,
Mhm.
and it could have worked where how are they an enemy if they're on a different world? Why would the cats and them fight? And I could have made it like a Legend of Korra, like Kovira thing, where like, okay, we want the enemy to have some good points, and we want the enemy to be able to people to identify with them. So you see two people that are fighting, and none of them are necessarily wrong. They're just fighting for different ideals of what they think is right. But that I didn't want the frogs to accidentally gain more supporters than the cats. And I was like, that would kind of defeat the
Hmm.
purpose. So I made them kind of like North Korea, like racist, like they hate all other beings, and they're not really that technologically advanced. It's like, okay, well, if they're not that technologically advanced, how are they a threat to the cats? It's like, well, they could get manipulated because they're stupid, and they get manipulated by the bipedals or like the humans, and then the humans say like, okay, do this for us, and we'll give you like some of our tech, some of our ships, some of our equipments, and teach them how to use it.
Mhm.
And then it's like, okay, we have to make the humans like the big baddies. Like they're more technologically advanced than most others on the
So there
all
will
others
be
in the solar
humans.
system. And it's the character. So when I changed Squid Grow Joe and Wendio to Manny and Maria the mollusk, and I made them brother and sister, not that they're married, they're just sibling like leaders.
Mhm.
When I was writing for Squid Grow and Wendio, it was it wasn't flowing, but for Manny and Maria the Mollusk, that thought that flew right away. They immediately, in my mind, I feel like I'm not writing these stories, that I'm somehow tapping into another reality where these characters are real, and I'm just like I'm an NPC and or I'm a player, and they have all this crazy dialogue, and I put that in there. And it's really, really good. So originally this came from a need, and then some of the like we've had to do a couple rewrites because the cat was only in like 7 out of like the 80 pages that this is going to be. So we had to do like, okay, we have to write some more with the cat in there. And because one of the speeches I gave Crappy Bird 2 speeches, and one is like, one is really good. One I've actually read in like a video. Because like on a live, somebody asked, I was like, okay, well, if somebody asked for it on a live, I'll put it in a video of why. Because I read a lot of the comics. Bill, you have a bunch. I think Zombie have a bunch. Do you read the new comics that come out? Like not the key comics from like 30 years ago, but like the new ones?
I read the Aliens vs. Avengers one. That one was incredible.
Yeah, that series is great.
Yeah.
Aside from that one,
Crazy Dan.
There's 2 with Doom. One is like the Doom Academy, where I think Doom is like riding a T-Rex, and that was so freaking cool. I was like, oh my god, this is great. And there's another one with Doom and Rocket the Raccoon, and it's just them for the whole comic. And that one I really like. I feel like most others see that was boring.
One, but I didn't read it yet.
That I love that dynamic, because I feel like Rocket doesn't care if he like lives. Like, people would be kind of nervous around Doom because he's like one of the smartest people like in the universe, and he kills people. So he's got no qualms about unaliving someone. But Rocket the Raccoon's like, he must need me. So he's like takes a bunch of books that's on like Doom's like bookcase, and he makes a little stool for himself so he could sit down and eat. And he's just, and Rocket just doesn't change. Rocket's like a New Yorker. It's just like, what the fuck do you want? As he eats his So that was great dynamic. But and there's one like Godzilla versus X-Men. There's like 1 or 2 lines in there like that is really good writing, and god, that's so good. But aside from those 3, I haven't seen any others, or I haven't read any others that are as good as ours.
Nice.
And like even the Gargoyles Fantastic Four one, it's cool to see, and Iron Man's in there too, which is cool. He wasn't even advertised, so that was like, oh, little spice. It's like when you get like a curly fry in your order of fries, like, oh, you're not supposed to be there. This is bonus points. Even that, it was cool to see, but
the covers haven't really like drawn me in like the like Aliens of Avengers cover did, or the Doom Rocket. I had to immediately buy that. What's on the cover really matters. So I mean, you got to pull me in to want to read it with what's on there for sure.
Yeah.
So how did you know Wendy O before you started to cat, or how did that even come about? Because
I knew Squidgrow Joe. He was a cool dude. We talked on the phone. I most of what I do, I'll just send someone like a StreamYard, and most times they'll be like, well, I don't have like makeup on, or I'll do whatever. And it's like, no, this isn't live. This is just what I use. It's what I'm comfortable with. Because some people use like Google Meets and Google's, like whatever, and I just use StreamYard. But Squidgrow Joe is just like, I don't click links, and I was like, okay, that's fair, because he's got a lot of crypto. So I was like, all right, I see that. So we just did like a call on Twitter, and we talked for like, I think like 2 hours. It was like 2 years ago, so I don't remember exactly how long, but we talked about a lot of stuff. And he's a cool dude, and I guess Pro knew him, and he's like, hey, they're gonna make me a comic or a character in this comic. You should go in too. And I guess he knew Wendy O, and he's like, hey, could you add in Wendy? I was like, yeah, sure. And then I think, I don't know how, I think originally I found out about him because people were from the Squidgrow community would like raid my YouTube channel, and they'd be like, oh, Squidgrow, and join the crew or whatever. And I was
remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, okay, let's see what they're about. And
right.
and then that's how he came about, and that's how I met Wendio through that. But
Okay.
but again, outside of like the one conversation me and Wendio had, which I look thinking about it now, I probably came off as like a real creep. Be like, hey, so you're gonna be married to Squid Grow, and I think I said something about tentacles.
That's amazing.
It's
Yeah,
funny.
Yeah, apologies.
I watch her. I watch her like pretty close to daily, and
Yeah.
I actually messaged her in the chat about Vivi because she was into Blackpink because
Yeah.
of her daughter, and she had mentioned us a couple times and wanted to work. And she's all, "Oh, I love Vivi fam. You know, I totally would still want to do something with them." So I was like, "Okay, that's cool."
Nice.
You know, and that was like 2 days ago. So
Hmm.
she's still positive. I
Yeah,
wish
I
I
actually just
her-
follow her content too. When she posts,
Yeah,
she
yeah,
reminds
she's
me of
informative.
you mentioned raccoon, but she reminds me of like raccoon's personality or something. She's very
She's
very
not bad
feisty.
on the eyes either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say
So
that.
we and then once I added Crappy Bird Chaos on the Chains and Sharby into it, other communities said like, hey, can we come in? And I was already on the second comic. I was like, if you want to pay me an obscene amount of money, I'll rewrite it like a fifth time. If not, I'll write you your own comic for a fee, and then I'll bring you in like the third comic. And they're like, okay. I was like, oh shit, that was easy.
Wow.
So I did that, and like each comic or each community I write comic for, I like up it because there's a lot of demand. One, to be on VV because they just, once you tell them like you're gonna be shoulder to shoulder with like Marvel and Disney and they're adding new ones all the time.
Well, it was a genius idea too. It was like putting together the Avengers or something, that just bringing the team of like all these different collaborations together in one comic is a really good idea.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I thought it was super smart. It's kind of like onboarding for onboarding, right? You're the gateway to onboarding onto Vivi and explain that process, what Vivi is, what they do, and what you're going to be a part of. I mean, it's super smart.
Yeah, and that once we come out with it, and I talked to Dan about it at Comic-Con, I was like, hey, do we have any time frame on this? And I talked to David about this as well, where regardless of when it comes out, like once we're like ready to go and done, the cat might not even need to be part of that curator program. They might just put us on like to go on, like kind of like they did with Greg with Beyond Comics. Like, okay, we'll just do separate, which would be great. But once that happens, like they've already had a couple of new signups from that, but once they're able to do that and they get signups from all of these other communities, and they not just the sign up, but at least an active daily user for those days on when the comic launches and when it sells out. And I don't know how many of the because they have, for VV comics.vv.me, whatever the website is, the green one, they actually have more non-NFT user signups that buy the what's that called, the digital read only. They had like
I didn't know that.
tens of thousands of signups for that, as
Wow.
opposed to the app. And I was like, so some of our goal is to be able to take some of them and bring them onto the app, because we have a bunch of people that kind of heard of VV. So we'll bring back some old people that actually collected on VV in the past. So reigniting them, and then getting new people that either haven't heard of VV or they never checked it out, and they'll go and they'll get the comic just specifically for that. And now, especially next month when we have no KYC anymore, that barrier of entry goes away. So that it'll work out for VV as well. We're going to bring on at least 1,000 new users.
Okay.
Yeah. It's such a great way, I think, to grab, interest from groups and from projects that, like you said, haven't heard about VV and will be instantly, drawn in with their content on there and tell their friends and like, hey, we're going to be on this, for this project. And I see it going pretty viral if, we get the right groups involved, which it seems like you're reaching out to a lot of them. So really awesome.
Doing our very best.
I got an important question for you. will there be a Decat town or city in Earth 2?
I could
For the
probably
Witcher 2?
convert one of the Chavez Topia places. But yeah, so that's another thing we want to do as soon as the funds come in. We want to have a presence in a lot of other places, even if it's a net negative to the cost. Like, okay, this will cost
Right.
$50 here, $100 there, or hundreds or thousands. As long as do you guys know? I think his name is million.base.eth.
No,
Mm-mm.
I
He
don't.
has the. Let me take a look. I have to see if I can find him. It's the bit homepage. So, do you guys remember the $1 million website from like
Yeah.
25 years ago? Okay,
Yeah.
so Zombie, could you explain that to Bill real quick
So
before I?
it was a website where people could buy a piece like on the homepage and have their company be represented in there with their logo or whatever. Some people
Okay.
just put like names, some people did other things, but with all these squares filled up, it was like $1 million or whatever it was.
Yeah. Yeah, you could even do so in that thinking, you could even put Decat as a land piece in Earth 2 and then build your city into it if you wanted to, and then people could see Decat from the sky. You know what I mean? Or something
Mhm.
similar. And it would be an easy advertisement and people would see it all over the place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a guy named Million Bit or Bit homepage, and he's got something like that, but for
Okay.
projects on base. I did that with Omi. I bought some man, my smart contracts are not executing today. So I did that with Omi, and then embedded in the OMI on there is like my VV like affiliate link where they go in and they
Nice.
I was like, oh, that's cool. So we want to do something like that with the cat as well, because again, even if it's just to say that, hey, yeah, we have a cloud, that we have something with them.
Mhm.
I don't know if Randy's going to answer this
Gold,
question, but this
Randy,
is a
and
good
Dash.
one.
That'd be cool. I'd be into it. I would do it.
A
Yeah.
Dashi gold and silver. That is a great idea.
I mean, Dashi's kind of part gold already. There's some gold on
Yeah,
there.
right? Little gold ears and maybe the silver across the neck, right?
The silver chain, gold ears. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I really found, I guess, kind of endearing, just kind of awesome in when I brought Dashi here. It was like probably back in, was it last year? It was like it was like last August. When I brought Dashi here, like, and bringing Dashi through the airport, like a lot of people, like, what the heck, but the kids, like 7 and under, they they looked in like amusement as well, but they just wanted to pet Dashi. They're like, whoa, like I think they did what the adults were like wanted to do, but there's like that's not socially acceptable to just touch another man's dog, so they didn't. And I understand why the fridge- I understand
Yes,
why people would want
100%.
Dashi, get excited about Dashi.
Dashi and gold, fridge and silver.
There you go.
It has to be done.
We can get that done. We can get
What's
that
up,
bread.
Swampy?
Yeah. So you controlling your own IP, there comes a lot of kind of power with that, as in you can kind of create whatever utility you want. And do you have things kind of in the plans and what you've been thinking about doing once the comic releases?
Yeah, so the normal stuff is we'll take anyone that gets a certain mint number, we'll airdrop them tokens, or anyone that stacks the comic, they have like multiple airdrop them tokens, or anyone that completes the set, we'll airdrop them tokens. We might do
Really?
ETH, because if they just get tokens and then they sell, we don't want to do that. So maybe dropping them ETH or USDC. But we would do, that's like the minimum. There'll be bounties as well for certain mint numbers, and there'll be bounties for
Yeah.
for a bunch of that. So they'll get however much crypto.
Mhm.
If we were to give out some other airdrops, it would be like Greg had a great idea. If you stack it, you get an airdrop of a 6 version of the comic, and that could be cool. Maybe we could do something like that. That's a good idea.
Right.
Or if we airdrop them, we'll airdrop them like a small amount of the cat, well, maybe like $5 or $10 in conjunction with the other stuff, so that this way it's like, I'll keep it. Because if we airdrop like, $50 and then that goes out to like 10 people, then you have more sell pressure on it.
Mhm.
But we want to do NFTs as well, and I think once they sell out on the app, we should be able to get a deal with VV for like, hey, these high-end digital collectibles, they'll be
Right.
750, maybe even like 1,000 of them, and where we just get 800 for the ultra rare and like 200 for the secret rare or something like that. Or we could
Yeah.
play around with it, but if
Right.
we get like 30K from it, or if we help raise 30K from it, obviously only a portion of that will go to us. But if you hold that, we want to do what Brock does and give people like constant utility for holding
Mhm.
Yeah.
and just being a fan.
He is the example for utility for
Nice.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
I did reach out to him about coming on the show. He says he's super swamped. But I just wanted to talk to him about the movie so I could find out details. Did you reach out to him at all about having him come on the show? Randy?
Oh,
On
I
your
did
show?
not yet. My show or your show?
Either one. Obviously, you be reaching out for your show, and he's been on your show a ton of times.
Hmm.
I just want to hear what the details about the movie are.
Oh yeah. I mean, I know Fishes will be a producer on the movie. I don't even know which movie it is.
Yeah, something Oaks, Shelby Oaks. It's
Oh
coming
yeah.
out tomorrow. I think it'll be in theaters for 3 days.
Sweet.
Super scary movie in the trailer, and we played it on air a couple weeks ago or something like that. Pretty funny.
It was
And I'm like,
interesting. Yeah.
like, who produces a movie and then puts their NFT as the producer on there? That's incredible.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm assuming that he produced. I don't even know. He hasn't said. He's just like, whatever. This is what it
Yeah,
is.
I definitely like him to talk about it more so we can get some more details. It
Yeah.
looks like a super interesting project, and obviously he's putting fish out there, so he's involving a community. You should reach out, I think, and talk about it a little bit. Sure, you'd
Yeah.
want to.
Yeah. I think that'd be cool. We'll get I'm trying to think if we had Jin Token from Star Dogs on the other day, and she works for Darcy Donovan, who I've had on a few times.
Mhm.
They're doing a thing where their NFTs will be like expensive, like half an ETH per NFT, but if you buy 5 of them, you get like a kind of like essentially a gold logo. It's an all access pass to half an ETH for each. So let's see, if I know ETH's not 4K, but it's close. So you have to spend 10K, but you get an all access pass to every single red carpet event for the 30 movies that they have. And Virtual Collect, I saw they have like either a game, but they build in the VVverse, and it looks really cool. I saw that the other day. I don't know where. It was somewhere on X, somewhere on Twitter. It was really cool. There's actually do you guys know who Oveneer is?
No.
No.
Ova, give me one sec. It's Avni Noir. Very small, only 255 followers on X, but I'll show a quick thing here. I know they have videos. Here's like something they built in the VVverse with like Peter Pan, and they have these amazing videos. I can't see any of them on X right now,
Wow. Yeah.
but they have some. He was at the VV party on Comic-Con that Friday, and he showed me, and it was like I was very drunk, so I was like, "Oh my god, this is beautiful!" And I was like emotional about it. And then Ray Fixie came, and I was like, I didn't think I'd meet him. I was like, "Oh my god, I haven't."
In New York?
Yeah.
Whoa!
Bill,
How was
Bill, did you meet
that?
him?
No, I've never met him. Bill?
I didn't
Oh,
know
so
anybody.
that's
I
true.
may have met him. I was just
Did you meet a
talking, and I'm
rapper
like,
dude?
yeah. Was he at the party?
Yeah. He came, I think, at like I think it came like late. He came at like 11.
Oh, I left at that point, I think, or I was about to leave. So maybe I just missed him.
He actually messaged me again the other day. He's in Paris right now for something. But he's like, hey, I want to meet. Like, he wants to meet in Ohio to discuss like some. I was like, okay, I'll see. Let's go.
Yeah, be amazing.
And then what did he say? He said he wants. So I'll see what he wants or says some opportunity. But I introduced Ray Fixie to that guy Ovi Noir, and Ovi Noir messaged me the next day. He's like, bro, thank you for that opportunity. I guess he's gonna build something for him.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And,
yeah, I'm sure his VV verse would be amazing. You know,
yeah, he's got everything. He's got all the collectibles. He's got so many prides. He's got so many, you know.
Yeah.
What do you guys think is going to be? Do you think we'll ever have that VV Earth 2 metaverse crossover? I've been wanting that for like ever.
I'm forcing it. I'm forcing it with Omi Island. By the way, we appreciate you buying some major plots there. I will be sending you a plot of land that connects to that, by the way.
Oh shit. We got a lot of heavy hitters over on Omi Island. So
yeah, we do.
Yeah.
I even got Sanjay.
Did you get Tammy to? You had Tammy on for like 3 hours that night.
Oh yeah, she was addicted.
She called me for like an hour afterwards and just to raid more plots. And she was like, "Oh, this is fun. Let's do this." And I haven't talked to her since, except for at the party. But I guess she's just been traveling a lot.
She's got a major addictive personality. Like, so she's come out. I don't know if I can talk about this. So I guess fuck it. So she owns part of the channel.
Really?
She owns 5. Yeah, she owns 5%.
Wow.
Yeah. So she.
Wow.
Well, the way it went down is that I think it was like earlier this year or some like 5 months ago, whatever. She gets lit at some blackjack table and she wins like $35,000.
Yeah,
and
she told me about that.
What a run!
Yeah, and she's like, "What do I do?" It's like, "Okay, well, you have these cryptos, you have this, and you know what? Like, fuck it, like buy into the channel." And she's like, "Okay." And I was like, "Okay." So she did, and and it was at that $250,000 valuation, and then I raised money again, not too much later, where it was at a valuation a good amount higher than that.
Right.
So she's already in the black. And the next time I raise money will be a good amount higher than that. So she's sitting pretty. Plus some revenues from it, and she liked that. But and she gets on these highs where she came to visit one day, and I'm like, I was like dating this girl that when I was younger, what I like to have fun on my date. Fucking sue me. And if the girl is like, I could tell she wasn't like a gamer girl, and I was like, oh, okay, we'll have ice cream and we'll play like mini golf, or you know, like. But a lot of other girls that seem like fun. Okay, you know what? We're gonna grab a grilled cheese, or we go to like a Jillian's or like a Dave Buster's. We go to an arcade,
right?
Because when you're like 16, 18, you know, like you can't really do anything crazy,
right?
I mean, you could, but I wasn't really into that stuff at that point. But as an adult, hey, let's go grab a few drinks and go to a casino. And that's what I did with this girl a few months back. And she was not about it. And like we were in the casino maybe for like 30 minutes. Like it wasn't a long time. So as I'm still there, I was like, an investor in the channel came over, and she went to the casino for 9.5 hours, and she's like, "Oh, you must have loved that." I was like, "That's not the playground you think it is for me. Like 9.5 hours is insane." And I had something I had to do. So Tammy went to the casino at like
she puts in some work. Like she's in the zone for 9 hours.
Yeah. So I had a meeting. I was like, "Hey, Tammy, I had a meeting, and then I had the show I had to do. It's like, can I like send you in an Uber now? And then I'll come pick you up after the show's over," figuring that from 6 to like you get a nice 4 hours of gambling in, and you should probably be okay. okay, so I get there. She was doing whatever as like 10:30. I was like, okay, I think I get there at like 11. I gamble a little bit until like 12, and I'm drinking a little bit. I was like, okay, I guess I'm not going to drive for a little bit. So I drink. I stay there till like 3. Tammy's down like $5,000, and I was like, Tammy, I'm gonna get a Red Bull, and then I have to like go, and then. And I was very tired. I was just being like negative. And she's like, well, I gotta like play. I was like, Tammy, like, I don't think you're, I'm not, I'll be true. I was like, Tammy, like, you're not going to get your money back tonight. Like, this is like a lost cause.
Shit. And a gambler hates to hear that. Oh my God.
And then trying to hear that.
And then she gets back at the house at like 7:30. She's like, I made $20,000. I was like, what the fudge, Tammy? Oh my God. Like, I was 100% wrong on that. And then she's like, "Yeah,
killed it this year." Yeah. So does that so does that percentage include any of Decat? Is that connected? When
no,
they get in the channel?
No, but it does. So,
bro,
I did make it so that there was supposed to be a big deal. I can't say the name of it now, but it was with this other company that I had done some work with.
Okay.
Where they're like, "Hey, we're going to sell all of these things." You know, and because you like helped in the beginning, we'll give you some. And it was a lot of money. And I was like, well, I did it through the YouTube channel. So I was like, hey, Tammy, if this works out, you get, X amount. She's like, oh, it'd be great. It's like, yeah, I know, wow. Right? Like, it was supposed to be a 6-figure deal, like for me. So Tammy would have got at least 5% of that. But there was another deal that did go through that I have that is for a company that kind of had something to do with YouTube, but not really. A lot of the work was outside of YouTube. It was a lot about the network and introducing to people and using like my skills as kind of like a power broker to do stuff. And and it was from one company, and then they formed another one, and they were going to do it, and it was supposed to be like a 3-year process because they had to raise money, they had to do Series A, X, Y, and Z, and then once that was done, and they got like 1 or 2 clients that they could do on that, then the money would come in, they would get all these other clients, and someone just gave them a huge 8-figure bankroll and said, start it, and like, fuck. So the company at the time of formation was like $100 million, and they gave me less than 1%, like less than half of 1%, but they gave me like a 6-figure amount.
Nice.
And I was like, well, Tammy, this, I'm not going to give you 5% of this because it's not really from YouTube, it's from this, but you got you have this amount of money at this valuation, and this is probably going to be like $1 billion company in like the next year. So whatever you have now,
putting it on black,
it'll be 10. So that's so I gave her some of that, and Mr. MC won too, obviously, because he has 10% of the channel. I was like, hey, this isn't a direct 10% because this wasn't from YouTube, and he's like, oh, this is really cool, Randy. Yeah. I was like, all right, cool. So they were happy with that. And this is why I think I'm just lucky, because like the work I did for that person was a lot, but I don't think it was worth the 6-figure amount in the company I got. It was, maybe it was.
Brokering deals gets you,
Yeah, and I wouldn't categorize that as luck at all. I would say that your work ethic and creating all these opportunities allows you to be lucky, I guess, in a way, and benefit from that. You really inspire a lot of people with your work ethic and your positivity and your drive. I know me definitely sees that and tries to emulate that as best as I can with what I do in the real world. And it's very inspiring. So I hope how you do influence and touch people in a good way.
Thank you. Yeah, and the power broker, when it's good, business is good, but there are some times where like when it's bad and it's like, oh man, this is not good, and crypto's down and nobody wants to do deals, like, oh man. But once you have
do the
some,
deals though.
yeah, like once you have some of that go up, it's like, oh my god, this is great, and the crypto edge just.
Speaking of which, I picked up a Mona Lisa. I didn't really talk
From
about
Elmon
that.
X.
On
Oh,
Elmon
yeah.
X. That was my first purchase that I've ever actually made with them.
How was that process?
I just bought it on OpenSea.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, somebody floored one for around like $700, and it was sitting at like $2,000 for the longest time, and I'm like, okay. So I finally made the move, and I'm pretty excited about it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very
And it's
For
their
a
first
second,
NFT. So yeah.
yeah. For a second, I thought you were making like a Paris museum joke, because like, yeah, I stole it.
Yeah.
Like,
I have it from the Louvre.
yeah.
Well, actually, Spectrum did say something about that earlier. He was wondering if you were involved with the Louvre break-in.
Bro, so do you guys know Pavle Punch Stanimirovic?
Here we go.
No,
I think
not
Randy
at all.
will give away the lost French jewels from the Louvre.
So
Yes.
he's known as Punch, but the Pavle Punch is like a middle name. Stanimirovic is a former jewel thief, and he wrote a book called Stealing Manhattan, and it was about like most of his father's, but some of his like jewel heists in Manhattan, and this is like well into the 9 figures. And
Okay.
I don't know if the dude had served time for this or if he was just like a key witness, but one of the guys he introduced me to, Seth Ferrante, who's a director now, he's done a couple of really big things. I don't know if they met in jail, but he's been in and out of jail, and he's a cool dude, awesome dude. But on the day that the French Museum got robbed, Punch posts a link online that I think that was like the day prior, of like an interview of how he was like this master jewel thief. And I was like, Punch, they're gonna look at you for this. Like they're 100%, because they didn't get caught. But then I went on deep in the rabbit hole on TikTok, and there were some people that like were just taking videos and whatever, and they're like, wait a minute, here's the truck, here's the ladder, and there's like video evidence of all the stuff that's going down. I was like, oh, like it's been wild, brother.
Yeah, and how did nobody get shot or stopped in any way for
They're
7
in and out
minutes?
in 4 minutes. They wore these
That
like
was
these
7.
like construction vests. They looked like they were like knew what they were doing. Like, yeah, bring it in here. We're doing whatever. And
like they were working there.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I'm like, they just walked out with hundreds of millions of dollars worth of jewels. That's insane.
Yeah. And a lot of the fake like people on TikTok would be like, on completely random videos of someone like trying to sell Jocko milk, or someone talking about Agora or whatever, someone in the comments will be like, got this jewel piece up for sale, DM me, and it's like
it's like the ground. Oh, that's funny. So what are your thoughts on Whatnot?
So I unfortunately haven't. Okay, I think it's a great opportunity for Vivi to introduce themselves to a new audience. One, with the stuff that they've been doing, the decon stuff, the Ron English stuff, the Agora stuff, the Fig Pin stuff. That's great. But eventually they run out of product, and I think that time might have already come.
Yeah.
What do? I think it would behoove them to just do what everyone else is doing, buy some Pokemon card packs, and rip them on there and sell them, and who wants to buy them, and then and I wish keep Max and Janie on for the actual stuff that's from them that they're selling, but hire some kid for like $15 an hour that knows what the heck he's doing and knows Pokemon. Like, this is great, this is worth this, I like this Pokemon, this is really playable, and then go over, and you'll probably lose money on it. Like, you'll make enough selling the cards to maybe pay the person, that 15 an hour or whatever minimum wage is wherever. And it doesn't have to be from the US. It could be this is where this like type of unskilled labor, where it's okay to get someone from the Philippines or okay to get someone from like Indonesia or wherever. Like the fact that they constantly try to hire out of these like third world countries for like these top like coders is like, brother, my brothers in Christ, can you get some Western dev? Anyway.
Did you see that they did a Whatnot stream, Max and Janie, I think it was like last night?
Yes.
And they were doing rips of the Agoro products if people wanted them ripped on stream. And I actually was getting into it. And it actually made me almost buy one. I'm like, oh man, really? I kind of want to buy one to rip on stream. So
and so this is perfect for them because Whatnot doesn't have KYC. Like all you need is a credit card. And then you go in and you do this. But if you see the review, did you go to the Whatnot reviews on their page?
I did not.
Okay, so
they're sitting at like 4.8 or something like that right now.
Yeah, they're mostly positive, but some people were like complaining that like, hey, why did my stuff get routed, from Texas to New York to Cali to wherever? And it's like they don't control the postal service.
Shipping, like, right? Yeah,
they can just send it out, and what happens in between from the shipping point to the destination is not their fault. That's the global shipping program. That's whatever. And
I got my yesterday. I received my Matt Gondak print, and I think I bought it on the 5th. So it took 11 days to get it, and I didn't care. I was like, I think they were originally in Hong Kong to begin with when they started doing it. And so I don't know if, where he was located at or where Vivi had him at that point in time. So it was worth the wait for me because I wasn't going to Hong Kong.
Yeah. So for Whatnot, do you ever envision a place where on stream we can sell NFTs, like, or sell the little QR codes or something? Like we'll have a screen and you could just swipe, okay, I'm selling, up for sale now, Superman or whatever, mint number, whatever. And then somebody purchased that and then they get a QR code and that transaction happens through Whatnot. They get their fees, but back end works through Vivi. Like obviously you have to have a Vivi account and
it would have to be new. Like it'd have to be new because like there's so little like there's already fees for selling on it'll be just have to be on Stacker. Because any secondary market stuff, there's so little profit on there. You would have to tell Vivi like, hey, you already have, if you want to sell like a Marvel or Disney, whatever, it's already 10% fees on Stacker. So then you have to add in more fees for Whatnot. Like that's going to be ridiculous. So it would have to be for new product. And yeah, I could see that because then people would, similar to the affiliate program, have people go in and put that their affiliate link, like show some videos, show some whatever. Here's what we have. Here's what you can get. Use my link. Buy it in the store. And if they use those gems in the store, they can get like $10, $15, whatever, and that can be great. But and they could do something like that for Whatnot, but they would have to add in something from Whatnot.
It seems like something that they should be able to work out where it's pretty good advertising, right? There's stuff on Whatnot and people seeing it. It seems like something worthwhile for them to explore at least.
Well, yeah. And it's a way for them to really unload an entire comic store on stream if they really wanted to, with a lot of these new artists that they're having, like the guy you had on your stream earlier. Why couldn't he just sell 20 physicals and sign them and give them to Whatnot and then just have them sell it when they do the next stream? Just add it on sales, right? And I noticed one of their issues was they did have a lot of the same products. So after a while, people were like, okay, how many different Spider-Mans or how many of the same Spider-Man comic do we want to keep auctioning off when there's 20 different, 20 of the same ones? It gets a little old. So they do need more product.
Yeah. I told Swing of Product, I told people like a week ago maybe that if I was 195 and if I reach under 190, if I can't reach under 190 by Vegas, I'll give away $1 million Omi.
Yeah.
But I reached that literally like 2 days ago. So
Nice.
instead, because I reached it, I'm going to give away in Vegas a pair of Noggles, the Nounish guys.
Oh snap!
And then I'm going to also give away a Goro Darth Vader, a tier 1, like, you know, the $70 one.
Yeah.
But this one is the tier 3, so it's like one of 500. I don't know what this sells for. I think that's like at least 300, but
Okay.
yeah,
That's the one you're going to give away?
No, I'm going to give away the tier 1, the one that's like the $70
That's right.
one.
You did buy more than one of them. Yeah.
Now,
Yeah,
are you going to autograph it?
They want, sure. I don't know if I mean.
So speaking of which, why wouldn't you just autograph a bunch of comics and have Vivi put them on Whatnot?
Oh, for the cat.
I mean, at some point when you go physical, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't even need Vivi's permission because we're just going to do the physical separate. So I don't even need to.
But it would just be
we could do
an added extra for you to make, you know, even more sales for Decat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what we'll do is we're going to have. I originally just wanted 100, but some of the guys like from Decat, they want like a couple each, and there's probably a good 15 of them that want a couple each, and it's like, guys, that's like half the product, and they're gonna pay for it, which is fine, but that doesn't leave much room for other people that want a physical to go with their digital, and they want a 9.8. So for the Kickstarter,
for sure,
because we wanted to keep the physical like really scarce, because like 1,000 would be too much, but like 100's probably too little. So because I mean, well, 1,000 for the digital is fine. We might do 2,000 for the digital.
No, for the physical, I could see 1,000 being like, I don't know, no problem. Yeah.
I think it depends on how much it might cost, because the cost of, I think 300 was a decent amount, and so it'll be like a Kickstarter version. Like, hey, whoever donates this, the first 10 people that donate this much gets a signed copy from me, the artist, and like whoever else.
Great. How much?
Yeah. Where are we signing for that?
Yeah. Where do I sign on that?
I don't know. I don't know what's fair right now. I haven't done too much research into it.
I mean, dude, it's gonna sell out. Like,
yeah.
Even when you put it on Kickstarter, that's gonna sell out. Everyone's just gonna support you.
So I mean, also 100%. We want the 10, and that's what's going to be hard too, is because those 10, that we want to have a different cover for that as well. Because like it's one thing to make a comic with just all the same cover, but then if we want a special cover that is only for like, there's only 10 of them.
Yeah, I want like a 1 of 10.
Yeah, how are you gonna get that?
There was a 1 of 10 for Addiction. Do you guys remember how much they charged for that?
I have it. I think the yellow one was like maybe 1 of 100 or something. I didn't buy so I didn't really want a super rare one of the second Addiction. That first Addiction, I got, I think, one of the rarest ones. That yellow one I bought on your charity stream. Remember, it was signed.
Yeah.
It was like
that
one
was
of
a special case.
Was that
like
graded?
So that was the only reason why I bought it, was because it was super rare. But it was also the first comic. So like your first comic that comes out, that's going to be the most sought after one.
That's true.
So you know what I mean? So that I wouldn't want one of your second issue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you really got to make some low mint physicals.
That's a
I wouldn't
good point.
Just do one cover. You know what I mean? Because I'm telling you right now, I want a low mint.
So
me too.
I'm asking Foster right now, because remember the blue and red Addiction comic covers that were at Comic-Con like 2 years ago or something?
The VV pizza.
Yes.
I'm
have
asking
the yellow
how much.
Yeah.
Okay, so Foster paid $250 for the 1 of 5 variant. So, now the first Addiction comic cover, which I read, there's really only 2 first appearances in there. There's Nikki Tino and Enzo, her boyfriend, and the other like throwaway cartel guys. I don't even know who they were, but we have like 19 first appearances in our comic, so it's a lot. It's like X-Men on steroids.
I would easily pay $250 or more for a graded slab 9.8 signed Decat, one of like whatever 10.
Yeah.
So
Even if
I
it
do
was
it all.
one of 50.
I do it all the time, anyways. It's
Even if it was 1 of 50, that's pretty good.
Just keep it. Yeah, just keep that in mind. You know what I mean? Like, there's definitely opportunities for you there. That was Paul. What's up, Paul Archer?
Meow. Hi guys. You guys are great. I'm seeing the comments over here. I feel like such like a first world. I have like a tablet where I'm watching the comments because I don't see them on the comments on my screen. So I have another screen with the comments over there. So I'll look there every now and then. I'm telling Foster's like, you trying to buy it? It's like, I'm asking because people are asking about a 1 of 10 Decat physical. So I think Foster wants more Omi. And speaking of which,
I didn't get to meet Vince.
Oh, you didn't?
No, remember me and you walked over to the booth and he wasn't there.
I had to walk over a bunch of times. And I walked over to
me.
He's a good guy. I met him in San Diego. Real nice guy.
Yeah.
Apologies.
So Decon, London police are going to be there. I'm pretty excited about that.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
they usually go to Decon events
there, maybe. So we're planning on being there somehow, some way, right, Zombie?
We'll see.
Come on.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I'm trying.
It's Bill and Zombie.
I know.
You gotta carry a zombie cutout.
Yeah.
I've got the hotel already, and I had the plane tickets, but the Spirit like canceled my tickets. So like, we're no longer having this leg. I was like, you bitches.
What?
Dang.
So and then something like this has been a heck of a week. So I was going to helping a friend with this like hard money loan, and the guy that that I still know in the high risk lending industry, he's got a person that he worked with that does it. And he's like, okay, we already have, obviously the dude's got a mortgage on his house. Like, okay, second position. Okay, we do this. And been working on it for like months. And then today find out that, we don't do second positions in Ohio. And the dude like ghosted us. And we were like, so he was counting on this money. And I was like, oh man. And I feel like shit. So I had to like go in and I don't know. I just feeling like crap. And I was like, okay, let me help you in this way and help you in this way. And and we want to buy crypto now too, because crypto is really down. So I'm doing something actually right now. I'm buying a little more Omi, and unfortunately, other people are buying too. So now the price on base is back to 0.0015.
Are you on the fence about Decon?
No, I'm still gonna go, but I'm gonna go and I'm gonna, because it's like the plane tickets would be there like a couple $100. It's like nothing, and the hotel's already paid for. But what I'm actually gonna do is and it might be cheaper to do it this way too. I'm gonna fly to Arizona, spend the day with a friend on that Wednesday, and then on that Thursday morning drive there to Vegas with Fam Bam, have a little road trip, and then and then chill in Vegas. So I'm just gonna keep everything super low expenses, not gonna gamble too much. Despite Tammy probably wanting to spend half the time in the casino.
I mean, that's her money, man. You can't knock her for it.
She gets that bread.
She's been doing so good with it.
Yeah, she does great. And then I might fly back. I might go back with. I haven't booked a trip there yet, but I don't know how I'm going to fly back. Will I fly back from Arizona? I might go. I might drive. I might go somewhere with Crypto Rain afterwards, hang with him for a little bit, and then go back.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I'm on this diet now, and and I want to look good. Vegas is really short; it's like 3 weeks away, but I want to look good, like in general. And the last time I took Lucy, it told me to get abs by March, and so I don't want to take too long off the workout train, because this weekend I have something going on, and it's I'm probably won't work out from like Saturday through Tuesday, so my whatever progress I make this week will immediately be lost over the weekend, and then Wednesday I'll hopefully get back to it. So we'll see.
Yeah, sometimes it's tough. I crushed a ton of tacos last night. Went into a food
Heck
coma.
yeah.
And I was watching the Whatnot stream on the way for picking my buddy up, and I'm like, "Let's go crush tacos." He's like, "All right." It was awesome.
Perfect.
What we got here? Whoa,
was Andre Jake invited?
Yeah, him and Pro the
Vegas?
Doge. I have to, because they both have gold logos, so they should they should come, because their gold logos haven't been redeemed for anything yet, so they should be able to get a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
Oh,
I finally got my silver to go through. They sent me another code because they gave me the silver card,
Yeah.
and it didn't work. And I guess a lot of people had that problem. Zombie was telling me about it,
Yeah.
and but it took about 3 days, and they sent me a new code, and it worked great.
Nice.
Yeah, I ended up getting like $600 or $700 worth of collectibles out of that trip, so it was pretty good.
That's
yeah.
crazy.
And that was the first time I ever redeemed anything. So it's got to start. I mean, it's got to start stacking up. That's another reason why I want to go to Vegas, so I can get more, because I got to outweigh that silver gold increase price. You know what I mean? Like silver and gold's been skyrocketing.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. And we're getting at least that for our gold logo, and I get a couple of them.
You do think you get one for every one that you have?
Oh, I fucking hope so.
I think we should.
I think it'd be a little wrong if we don't.
But we're gonna rage quit if we don't.
Doubt it.
Tables.
There's the Nakomi one there as well, and part of me thinks that, okay, is that going to be just gifted, or is that going to be sold? Because there's a third one that's a Vivi one, and
yeah,
I think that one, I hope that one's going to be sold, because like how much did they spend on these freaking things? Like these are very very scarce. Like these are probably a couple $100 each, and so
that was one of the reasons why I didn't go for the Agoro collectibles at the time, because they weren't at least 1 ounce silver. If they would have been, they were only 5 gram. If they would have been at least 1 ounce, I would have bought them. It would have been a killer price. Of course, they would have cost more money, but for me, it would have been a little bit more exciting, because I like to hold, bullion, and I don't get excited about grams,
Yeah.
So for me, I was out on that one. But did you make contact with the Agoro about having him come on your show? Because
yes, he gave me God, what's his name? He gave me a text.
Red Hat guy.
Yeah, and he said on the 15th, "Hey, sorry for the delay getting back to you. Catching up after the show is always fun. You share your podcast channel with me. I'm in LA next week because my CEO is coming into town." So that was last week. So this week his he's in LA. I think he lives in Utah.
Yeah.
So I'll message him probably in a week and be like, "Hey, how'd it go with your CEO?" So actually, I should put my Dan Agoro
if you
text.
can, try to press him about those comic pages, because Agoro makes those. Remember the comic pages he showed us out of his double bag?
No,
it was a 11 by 9.
Well, maybe I do.
Comic page. It was a 1 ounce coin that was like spread out into a comic.
Oh yeah, okay, I do now.
Yeah, and those are awesome. So we'd like to see more of those.
Wow,
that's true. We could get more. Especially, I mean, there's also
with Vivi. That would be cool.
Yeah, we've had what was it? The South Park one. Like, there's a bunch that I don't know which ones are coming. I think the South Park ones actually come out, but they're not on Vivi though, right?
So I think Vivi's going to sell them.
Okay.
So,
Oh, maybe on the whatnot. Oh
yep.
God, hiccup.
Yeah, and I think they're going to be. I think he said 400 a piece.
Wow. So does that mean South Park's going to be on Vivi, pretty much?
Yes.
I hope. I mean Paramount. So like
Yeah.
I've done 2 videos already on what licenses Vivi could get through Paramount, and there were 2 videos. I only covered 11 titles, but honestly, if they come out saying like, "Hey, Hey Arnold's coming," I was like, I'll go live for like 3 hours. Fairly Odd Parents, Jimmy Neutron,
You're going
same
to lose
thing.
it.
I'll go live for hour because that's like the shit I grew
Hey,
up on.
Arnold.
Yeah, that's like I know most of those episodes. They're so good. Like every year, I still watch the Hey Arnold like Halloween special, and I get to watch it next week.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I grew
So
up watching Hey Arnold. It was cool.
just a little bit on my end, but Ninja Turtles, I'm definitely a big fan of. What are you guys going to be putting in on that, you think?
Well, I found out the mint is 2,000. So at first I saw 80, like 80 mints, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to get this now. I'm going to lose it. But it's 2,000 with the secret rare being 80. And I'm like, okay, so it's a duplicate diorama. And I thought it was interesting. It's called silver and gold, which is strange because when you look at the picture, there's no difference between silver and gold. That's discernible from the picture. I don't know. I'm definitely going for it. It's only $30. I'm probably going to put some MCP points on it just to make sure I get it. Probably not going to go crazy with the MCP.
Wait, is that well? That's the diorama, though, right?
Yeah, but it's
Okay.
It's the first thing that's coming out.
Yeah, that's on November 8th.
It's
that
not
one
his first appearance either.
Yeah. Well, I just want the diorama, so I'll definitely get at least one of those. Maybe 2. But like overall, what are you guys thinking? Like all the turtles, Splinter, Kang, the blimp. Like, what are you guys thinking of putting in?
I have to have them all.
So you're just trying to get
you want at least the turtle, like you want the turtles, and I guess there's some people that I'm gonna guess they'll probably like Mikey will probably be stacked first, and then probably Donatello. I think those will be the most popular. And then I mean I want to get the set, but what I want to do though first is that girl, that Michelle Ivy that came on the podcast. I want her to get at least Michelangelo. So I'll just throw her maybe like $100, and I feel like a crack dealer that like gives the first hit for free. Yeah, it's yours. Get them addicted, and then they like
they're in. They're in.
No, I love.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I love her VH1 special that she had, because I remember watching that and thinking, oh my god, this chick is so crazy. Like she was buying the heads and putting them on, and her parents are like, as long as she's got her own money, that's her problem now, and that's not our funding it. Like they were happy she like had a job, and to see her now, I was like, wait, is that really her? And then I checked, I was like, oh snap, wow, that was a great guest, Randy. Great guest.
So you actually knew her from the past.
Yeah, I watched her episode. It was really really good.
Incredible.
Yeah.
She would hardly let you get a word in, Randy.
Oh, she's a talker.
Super chatty.
This is great. I loved it. I can't remember who I guess Jess Meowingtons I had interviewed before. That was a fun one, but Jess was like a friend that I've known for 20 years. So we had that chemistry and we had that history. Michelle, I felt like we had that chemistry, but and the first like 15 minutes, my internet was all blah, 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 and I was like, ugh. But after that, it turned out great. Like I felt like this was like vintage Randy Chavez. Like, don't know this person, but talking to him like their friend. Like I really liked this interview. I think people really liked her. I think just her
Yeah.
her passion for collecting and what I really love, and I don't even think I told her about this. I'll tell. She's coming to Ohio in December for GalaxyCon, so we're gonna hang out.
Cool.
Gonna get her more into Vivi. But there was a time in 2010. I was in my second apartment. I'm 19 years old, and I put in the garage this like it's part of like the remember Britney falling off of like her chair.
Yes.
It was like a Game Boy thing that looked like a satchel. And I remember before I put it away in the garage, like going through it and looking at my For Alligator and my Arcanine, my Nidoking, and I was like, someone could offer me $1 million right now, and I would tell them no. And I thought that me like maturing was me saying like that was silly. You should accept that million because there's other stuff you can do with that money. But after the show, we talked for like another hour, and she showed me her 2 first print comics of TMNT, and one of them was, I don't want to say not taken care of. One of them was like just open. She just showed me, and I was like, "That's a first print." Like, there's 3,000 of those like ever made, and she's like, "Yeah, and she mentioned that she had another one. I'll get to that in a second, but she's like, "This one I got from Eastman and Laird, and they said this was meant to like be shared. So she didn't get it graded. She brings it to every con so that people can like
Wow.
hold it and look through it." And I was like, one, that is so
amazing.
freaking cool, because that
Yeah.
very rarely you get to feel, even my trophy Kangaskhan that I had, like it was in a PSA case. Like you very rarely get to feel that. Like
Yeah.
in that, you guys might be a little older for it, but Recess, TJ Detweiler.
Mm-hmm.
My kid watches it today. Yeah. He loves it.
He
Fucking loves
gets
it.
his
I remember
he becomes like a
Recess.
kindergartner again for a little while. Like he gets captured by them, and he goes to his friends. He's like, guys, I liked being a kindergartner. I liked not just painting with a brush, but like finger painting, and you feel the colors. And I feeling history is something that's just so different. Like there's an episode of the Fine Brothers, like a React channel, where they ask kids about the Encyclopedia Britannica, that they haven't made a new one in like now like 15 years, because it was they made them all digitally. They didn't have the physical ones anymore, and it was a little sad, because like, oh, that's like, and I get it, save the trees, and that's great, but feeling something you just don't get to do a lot. And then she said even the other one that she had signed by both of them in a case, she's like, this is probably graded 9.8. And I was like, Michelle, that's like $100,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's like, I know. I was like,
And it's signed at least 100,000. Yeah.
Wow.
yeah, like both of them signed. She said it'd probably be 9.8. And she's like, I know. I was like, you could like do a lot of stuff. She's like, I know, but I want to make a museum, and like this is, and yeah, that's museum quality. And she's like, and yeah, she could fix all of her problems. She could, yeah, she could probably sell that, and by this time next year have millions, if not tens of millions of dollars worth, like just from like crypto or other investments or whatever, and she could kind of live a little bit. And
Yeah.
but to her, the history of that, knowing that it's with someone that's like a true collector, and knowing it's with someone that appreciates it for what it is, not just someone that, yeah,
Right.
with my $30 million, $100,000, I'll get this, I'll put it in, and it's not gonna, it's like that Toy Story, not gonna get played with, not gonna get loved, not gonna be appreciated. And
Yeah.
Mhm.
going back to the 19-year-old me, maybe 19-year-old me had it right, and maybe some of those things, that don't have a price to some people, that was, and I wish that was on the podcast. That was like one of the most crazy, awesome, special things. And I love this girl.
Wow.
She's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's really cool.
That would be awesome if you guys did a live drop or something, stream the live drop with her. That'd
Yeah.
be kind of cool.
That could be fun.
Yeah.
I could see that. Also,
and
I don't
it's
know.
also really expensive to have that comic graded too. It could cost, I think it's like $1,000 or something like that to get if you have like a really big grail that needs graded. They charge you way more money than a normal comic.
Mm.
Yeah, they do that with Pokemon as well.
Hmm.
Always hated that about them.
Yeah, it's like, come on, you're kind of, I mean,
Yeah, you're
what do you got
gouging
to do?
over
Break
there.
out the extra gloves or something? Like,
Yeah.
do you really need to take? I mean, I get a couple, maybe some more money, but that it's pretty excessive.
Is it? Wow.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you go from like what $30, $60 to freaking 1,000. That's a big difference.
Yeah. No, I love the part where she was talking about the pizza because I remember specifically, I'm like, oh my God, this chick is eating some gross pizza. Like in the VH1 thing, she's like, yeah, I'm eating like a turtle or whatever. And then to hear the story that that's not what she did, but the producers like kind of put her up to it, I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
wow, that's funny, a little behind the scenes there.
Yeah.
they,
I, I
that's how they get us.
Yeah.
I didn't even know who she was, and then I just heard her talking, and I
Uh,
was just like, "Wow, Randy's hardly getting in a word." I'm just like, "Let me check back on this stream." I'm like, she's like, blah, 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 blah. Like, okay,
well,
I
her,
love that passion where you have to
yeah.
like a computer that knows this information that everyone would love this information that's in their head and they got to get it out. Like I love that shit.
Well, like that guy you
mm,
just had on, he's standing up the whole time,
yeah,
and
Yeah,
he
he's
was
like,
bobbing and yeah.
I got to get this out. I got to tell you about this, and it was just like, man, he's really passionate. I really appreciate it. If he wouldn't have done that, I don't even know if I would have bought the comic, but I could just tell like he's just really into what he's doing, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna check this out. It
Mhm.
help sell it for sure.
yeah. I have his the artwork that he made for the cat is really cool. It's like for one of the covers is like, oh, this is pretty dope. It
It
looks
sounded
cool.
like he was doing some Spawn. He was a Spawn artist or something.
Yeah, he did Spawn number 30, I think. He did
Wow.
he's done a couple of really cool things.
That's pretty insane.
Yeah. Yeah, he's had some good successes in the comic book world. And the if his stuff takes off, get a nice crossover with the cat, that'd be great.
So, are you having him do the first issue? Is that the one you're doing, or he's
Uh,
doing
no, well, he did a cover
a
for
cover?
the cat,
So you'll
and
For
have
the first
several
one?
covers.
yeah, we'll have five. So with his there's three, and then we'll do another two,
Okay.
and then we might do a sixth one. So we might do an airdrop for people that have them.
Right. And
So
and we need a motion comic. Can you push Vivi on that? Like we
Yeah.
need. So I don't know if you've ever heard me bring this up before, but it'd be really cool if they had it to where you could take your other comics and burn them for a motion cover. And you don't have to take you can add it instead of having you don't have to take away any like secret rare title. You just add motion comic as an MC as the title,
Mhm.
as an extra. So you're not like destroying the previous setup for it. I don't know. Motion comics are amazing to me, and I'm seeing them all over X, and I love them.
Oh yeah, whoever does that, they post
Yeah.
those little snippets of the motion comics and like Amazing Fantasy or like Fantastic Four
Yeah.
#1 with the monster in the background moving towards the guys. It's like it grabs you.
Yeah. So maybe Decat should be the first tester for that. That'd be cool.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
I could see if we could try to do that. I don't know how that would work though.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not the artist on it, so I have no idea how it would.
First animated comic. Whew, for Vivi, that would be a good
Oh boy,
first.
that would add an extra. on
You
that.
want
That's-
to, you might want to make a few more of them.
What do they call that? That's chef's kiss right there. That's
Yeah,
just
exactly.
tip of
Yeah.
the hat.
And they
Yeah,
like testing stuff out with independent stuff. So
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe something to talk about with David.
Well, I want them to. I've talked to David about so I tried to get him to buy 10% of the cat when, at like $100,000 valuation, like maybe 6 months ago.
Mhm.
Um,
I'm surprised he
seemed
didn't take you up on that. That's not really that.
I think he wanted to. I don't know if he had to go to the board with it or anything, because I wanted it to not just be his. I wanted it to be Vivi's.
Yeah.
And then, didn't happen. I wind up raising, 5% at 150K valuation. And now if I do it now, now everyone's trying to, like, I still want to do it with Vivi, but next time I'd raise money, it would probably be a 300K valuation. Maybe 250 if it's Vivi, but
Mhm.
that's right.
Cautious
But this
of
is
not losing
before,
your baby, though. You know what I mean?
yeah. And this is also before any, like this again. This is going to do really well. The writing's so good, and the characters. And I think the only part where I might have messed up is that Pro the Doge, Maria the Mollusk, and Randy are really awesome characters, and they kind of outshine the cat a little bit, and it's like, oh, I don't know. But the cat's obviously awesome, and then you have Crappy Bird that has two epic speeches. One of which is like a serious, like a talking to his people, and he's talking to the readers, but he's talking to like the citizens of Bird World, and then he's got like a, I don't know what to call it, like a last ride. Like these birds are going into essentially like this battle, and they're very outnumbered, and they're doing it not on their own land. They're doing it for the cats, and they don't know how the cats are going to react because they've had this kind of a checkered past, and but it's like, the way I wrote it was when I was in the military. There was this one location I was in where there was this one troop movement that was, and this wasn't like a whole like 300 people. This is like a very small amount of troops going into this mission, and they had this chaplain that was, I think he was infantry back in the day, because he like kind of knew his stuff, and he wasn't going with them talking about how, like, this is your destiny, is like Christian soldiers, whatever. Like, he was going through like righteous killings in the Bible and why it's okay to sometimes kill. And I was like, oh my God, this is great. Like, I want to go with these guys. It was dope. And so Crappy Bird gives this speech at the end that's like, they're on these planes, they're about to soar in, and I was like, ugh. It took me a couple days to write, but it was so good, and everyone's gonna, I think they're gonna love it. Did do really well on
like a Braveheart moment.
Yeah. It'll do really well when it's in anime, but even on paper, I think it'll and I'll do like a live reading at some point too.
Oh, that would be dope. So
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Which character is Wendy O? Because I want to bring it up in the stream.
So originally she was supposed to be the Squid Queen, and she's been married to Sheeptoshi, or married to Squid Girl Joe, or Sheeptoshi, whatever. And I made it so that I replaced the head squid with Manny the mollusk, and the female squid with Maria the mollusk. And but they're different characters. Like Maria is the smartest mollusk on Mollusk World, and but she's like a combination between, I'm gonna say a combination. I'm trying to think of a really smart woman in like media, but the other part of her is like Sweet D from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Like, she's got a mouth on her, and she just tells everyone to piss off, and she's just but she's very smart, and she's very good at what she does, and she's an integral part of because she's so smart. Like, a lot of the weapons that their troops use are from her. And I don't think I have any. So I actually do this in Space Penguins too. Space Penguins, the like one of the king penguins, like his daughter is like super smart, and she tests out these weapons. And in like one of the first pages, she shoots this like killer whale or whatever that's next to this like general guy. He's like, "Are you crazy?" Because it was like right next to his head. And she's like, "What? I had to, I had to fucking shoot something. You killed everything else. Suck my pebble." I don't know.
Yeah.
So I think I do that a lot. I make the female characters smart, and they tend to have a little like a lot of sass to them. So I mean, I don't really know what Wendy-O is like. So I don't. Maybe that's why it was a hard time trying to write her character. But Maria the Mouse is so, and she's one of the best characters. Her, Randy, and Pro the Doge they're great. Yeah.
Now, will they be doing any crossovers with their communities where they're dropping like something like the comics themselves that you're making for them on their own chains, or?
Yeah, so Crappy Bird and Sharby have both said they'll do airdrops of their token to people that get certain numbers, or they'll stack. So you'll get that.
Nice.
And they're both on base too, which is really sweet. That's awesome. The other ones, like, so Nike the Pig is and this is another thing. Like this is my first time writing comics, so they got, bless you. I was very wordy with them. So Nike the Pig, I think I was like 27 pages. Now it's like 54 because each page is going to be like 2 pages. So it's a lot. But they're going to drop. They want like 500 on VV, so they want a small run. But that's very good as well. That's a very good comic. But the other 500 they're doing on like a Cardano like website. It's like, well, this is for the Cardano community. It's like, okay, that's interesting.
That'd be cool. I might be able to buy it on there. Because I buy some Cardano NFTs.
Oh, sweet. I'll let you know. So there's what I really want to happen is that, well, I hope it sells out everywhere, but I hope that there's such a hype thing for it on VV. Like, oh, we got to release all of them on VV next time. Yes, you do.
Yeah.
And I know it's not going to mean anything now, but all of these stories so Ladies on Solana Wolfpack, and the Space Penguins, those are all like kind of, they could happen anytime between the second Decat and the third Decat comic, but the Space Penguins goes right into the middle of the third one. But also, while that's happening, Nike the Pig, there's in real life there's like 5,500 of those NFTs. And they wanted to include all of them somehow in the book. I was like, guys, this would be impossible. So I took like 8 of them, and made 8 characters where one of them's like a stoner, and he's the one that gets he's like the normal everyday Nike the Pig, but he experiments with drugs. So like the first panel is like one of the last panel, like the first page is one of the last pages of Nike the Pig, or of Space Penguins, and it's like, okay, what, why is this happening? But Nike's seeing it because he's taken so much shrooms, he saw into another like dimension and reality, and then he sees their conversation and is like, oh God, they're coming for me, but not just him, the Nikes of all the other realities, and that's how I get the 5,555 Nikes in there, is because they're coming for Nike in each reality. And he's going to warn the other versions of him. So he goes to another pig friend of his that he served with, and he says, I need to talk with Hennifer. I think I called her Hennifer Coolidge. She's a chicken that is really big into quantum and theoretical physics. And she's like the leading expert on like time travel and space-time and stuff like that. And how I make him do this is they want to make a super Nike. And so they get like an AI Nike. They get and in each world, Nike's either his owner or his president or conglomerate corporation CEO is Charles Hoskinson from Cardano, because he actually supports Nike the Pig stuff. So he actually endorsed this. So we could probably do as many units as we wanted. And each one of them helps build something for Nike, like to make the super. And I feel like I'm giving away too much stuff here, but it's really freaking good. but I think part of the reason it's good is that, okay, why does engineer Nike, why is he an engineer? And it's because, and I'll give you like this one, in that particular realm, his like mortal enemy, he has the same mortal enemy, is called Dexter something, in each reality. And in this reality, he made it so that the rest of the pigs on the planet, were they couldn't give birth, like their uteruses were torn out, or whatever. So he had to make a chamber for mothers that couldn't give birth, so this way they could still have new pigs. And then another one's a botanist, another one's a nutritionist, another one,
Oh my
and
God.
they all contribute to making this Nike Prime that I call. And
Nike Prime.
And Shiro's actually in that one. So Shiro the cat they have their own comic. They'll be on VV, and they have a great, like, you're gonna have like a couple hundred people from Shiro join VV just for that comic.
So they probably have what, 1,000 people that have their token or something.
Oh, Shiro's got like 60,000 followers on X.
Oh
They
my
have like,
gosh. Yeah,
just in their whale chat is like 150 people. Then on their non-whale chat is like is like thousands.
So why would they not buy a $7 comic or $10 comic, whatever it's going to cost, just so they can even get an airdrop? I mean,
they're 100% good. Yeah, there's 14,000 people in their normal like chat. Now, granted, how many of those people are active? I haven't looked at it in 8 hours, and there's like 110 messages on there.
Do you know how many wallet holders they have?
I'm sure I could check.
Just curious.
Let me go to their Shiro. Yeah, there's 118 in their whale chat. Like, I'll say, how many wallet holders are there for us? Question mark. And it's a whale chat. It's 118. So I imagine I'll get an answer in a couple minutes here. But but in the end of that, and that comic's amazing. So that's the other thing. Like, they had a very detailed history for Nike the Pig, and and one of the ones like Nike the stoner Nike that goes and collects all the other Nikes, and that one, on all of them, like, I get their background, but I give them personalities. Like, bro, Boxer Nike is like Mr. T on crack, because he gets all the champions as well. He doesn't just get the people to make the other Nike Prime. He gets the champion gladiator Nike. He gets all these Nikes. And Boxer Nike's like a streamer. He's like, can I stream while I kill the bitches? And it's like, if you want. So there's one where I don't know what he does. But he just was like, oh no, these new enemies are able to take Boxer Nike at 100%. And it's like, then I'll go beyond 100%. And then he cracks out, bro. He crashes out, and it's like the greatest thing that I've ever written. It's so good.
So could we see these coming up in the near future because of the time frame of things? We'd like to see a ton of people onboarded, or does that get pushed off into the distance because there's so many different comics that have to come out?
Unfortunately, there's two things that could happen. Like, the second one should only take 6 months. But the first one, this has taken like a year. This is insane. The second one should actually even take less, because I got a lot. Like, the first draft that I did of the first comic was just, here's page 1, and I just assumed that the artist would just follow me, like, okay, this will be one panel, this will be another one, this will be another one. But it's taken a while because I didn't know how to write a comic. Now it's like, okay, panel 1, draw X doing this, draw Y doing this, and here's the dialogue. Panel 2, so it's going to go a lot quicker. And there was no designs for any of the mollusks. There was no designs for like Crappy Bird is this little like 2-inch pigeon, and we had to make him like a legit bird that could be a leader. And there's some amazing things in there.
So what are your thoughts on the DCG grading thing?
I don't know much about them. Tell me about them.
I was trying to watch the Comics and Crypto stream, and they were talking about how they were the different tiers of grading, how they're going to have seven different tiers, and certain mint numbers would you get a certain color, and it all sounded great, but they didn't really get into detail about how it could be utilized with Vivi. But we did just see Addiction Comics give a free giveaway for those that made that purchase, and they're DCG graded, and it's on Vivi. So I'm just kind of like, anyone, what are your thoughts? I don't know. Are we going to see more of it? And I don't even understand. Like, here's my thought. Vivi itself should offer the service if you burn Omi.
100%.
Or use Omi for the transaction. Obviously, they have to make a fee as well. But then you could burn like the rest. Maybe the fee is $10, and then you burn half of it or something like that. So there's a burn mechanism to it too.
But it's all digital, right? They just get like a slab.
Yeah. So I just got the Addiction drop, and it was DCG, and there was only 70 editions, and then I think 30, and then I think 15 or something like that. And I got Common Gang, of course, but I couldn't get the one of 15, the 11 grade.
That's going for a lot.
Yeah, and Comics and Crypto, when they were on the show, they said that they're only going to grade up to 10, but then Addiction Comics release an 11. So I'm very confused about all of it. I don't really understand it.
It might be something where, hey, here's the general rules that we all follow, but if you want to get crazy on your comic, it's going to be like kind of another reality universe where this only exists in your IP. And like, because again, if you have one that's an 11 and nobody else has an 11 on their IP, then it's like, okay, that's only special for them, and they probably can't really be counted for the rest of their community, the other communities there. There's been a lot of back and forth with this. I remember this was years ago. They had initiated like a like how you were like reading the comic, you were in progress of reading, and then there was a green check mark saying that you read it.
Yeah.
And then feel like, okay, does this degrade the comic? Is this like, and then there's a bunch of people like, I'm suing. This is this wasn't supposed to happen. It's supposed to never be degraded. You can't just change it up like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think Comics and Crypto had tried something years ago, saying like, hey, this is what, based on the mint number, based on the rarity, this is what it should get, and they got a lot of pushback from it, because a bunch of people be like, well, this one actually, this is like the artist brother's ex-girlfriend's, date, birth date. So it should get a little bit more. And it's like, it's very, very
a lot. Yeah. Another thing would be cool with that though, is like with the, let's just give the example of Marvel Comics 1. So there's 60,000 editions. What if you had maybe burn 10 of these editions, and then you can have one that's graded as a slab, and then also pay a fee to do that. So that could be interesting too. Yeah.
Maybe you get to choose which one
or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then that would also help get rid of a lot of quantities.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
it's just an idea, but I guess we'll see how it plays out. I don't know.
The problem with burning massive amounts of anything is that the IP holder or the IP doesn't now make money off of resales of any of those pieces, right? So they're lost basic revenue in perpetuity, right? For that item. So it would have to be something where it makes sense for them to, I'd imagine, to be on board with something like that, where a mass amount can be burnt, right?
Right.
So kind of hard, right? Because you always have to balance the IP with the needs and wants of the community.
Yeah. I mean, I think Vivi's trying a bunch of different things, and most of them are not going to last, but some, I mean, and you don't know what's going to work and what people are really going to like and connect with until you try it. So if people like them and they continue to do it, then they'll, it's something people are willing to pay for, or something people are willing to do. And maybe it could be a strategic thing. Maybe they they'll do it and maybe they don't make any money on it, but it gives them access to something else in their network or in their tech. And so it's very hard to tell what VV's doing and why, because it's, you see only, a couple of things, but there's a couple of things in the background that we don't see. It's like,
Right.
Well, we also saw the CGC slab too. That was another thing that was kind of confusing. With the vampire comic with the spike through there.
Right. I saw, I'm not sure if it was them or the other grading system that just graded the first Iron Man Funko gold. Did you guys see that?
I saw something like that.
Yeah, that was in a slab like format, but it was it's a collectible. So I don't know if they're working with VV to put that kind of stuff out, or they just testing and seeing how people react to it, or what.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah, they might just be testing.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, VV could definitely go in a lot of different directions. I think the demand for separation of drops is important, right? People want to feel like they're more special, and the mints are a way to do that. But to display that in a way where you can just show it and people see it right away, I think people want that, and it shows in the community with people asking about it and are curious. I've heard that be brought up many times with digital grading of some sort, based off the mint number. So we're so early. I think it will evolve there eventually. Just the direction we don't know.
Yeah.
Agreed. We'll have to see. We'll have to wait. I honestly, once money kind of comes back into crypto, anything that they do will be like a multiplier. Like, oh my God, they just did this.
Right.
Ape in, and it's like,
yeah,
okay, this isn't really much, but yeah, like it's weird. Like Turtles will get announced. That's a huge IP, and the price gets like a 30% haircut. I think in the future, the opposite will be like, hey, this company just did something with them, and the company has like 2,000 followers. Like, but it's a cool new partnership. Let's ape in, and
right.
go up like 12%.
Well, yeah, I've talked about that before, the buyer exhaustion, right? Whoever's in VV right now, we're in. We're not going anywhere. Hopefully, a couple, die off here and there. A couple new ones come in here and there, but we're pretty solid with our numbers right now. And I know personally, I've put in what I can and extended that. And I do every once in a while what I can afford, but it's not at a level that it used to be, obviously, because there's no payback right now, right? I can't flip and then make moves. There's no real moves to be made. So I think everybody's just waiting for more money to come in to the system, like everybody, like crypto, like the whole thing. We're all waiting for new blood to come in, I think.
Yeah. Agreed.
One day soon.
I think so. I think the things that are being put in place to stimulate the economy, from what I can tell, I think it might do it. Some maybe stimulus checks. They're working really hard to possibly do something with the income tax and edit that, or do some kind of alteration to that where we're keeping more of our money. Anytime we have more money, we're not saving it. We're spending it. That's our nature as humans, and especially as Americans. We love to spend. So we need time. We need development of crypto. We need money to come in the system. And I think all those things are happening. They're just not at the pace of a cycle, right? And we're seeing that, and we're seeing what happens when there's anticipation for cycle, but the actual, push behind it isn't there, right? There's disappointment, there's sell-offs, there's fear and uncertainty and doubt, right? and I think that's what's popping up right now in both communities, crypto and NFTs, from what I can see. I'm no expert, but
Yeah.
my 2 cents.
I mean, there's a bunch of positives and negatives. I mean, the negatives being like, okay, government shut down, so there's not going to be any meaningful legislation passed. You have the tariff war that's still kind of going on. You had a massive liquidation event a couple weeks ago, like at the Friday of Comic-Con, which went insane. That Ukrainian influencer like legit unalived himself in his Lambo because he lost so much with that. And it's like you see some like real consequences from this. And it's again, there's people that have gotten tired and they're like, hey, I'm done cashing out, and they sell at the loss, which is like bananas. I can't do that. I'll be homeless before I sell at a loss.
There's so many people in every project doing that. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. But
yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say Rain's really accurate with his number, 5%. Yeah, 5%. Everyone else is hitting the road. Like they can't take it.
So I mean, on the other end of that, there's people that kind of dig their heels in. They see like peace treaties being signed. They see like, well, on Polymarket, it doesn't look like these tariffs are actually going to happen. It just looks like he's using it as leverage to make a deal. You have the stimulus checks from the tariffs that might come in. You might get 1,000 to 2,000 on there, and the government can't be shut down forever. As much as anarchists and libertarians would love that, because like government shut down, my life is no different. My bags are wrecked, but everything else is fine. Garbage still gets collected. Military still working. God bless my military friendos that are working without a paycheck this last month. But so for me right now, like I'm gonna do I'm gonna get some more Omi. I'm actually currently buying Omi, but I'm gonna sell some shares of a company that I have, and that might. So I'll get a little more Omi, I think, by tomorrow, a little more Devi, and then the shares of the company that I might get or that I might sell might be in a couple months from now. But I'm buying here, knowing full well Omi could reach quad zeros, Devi can go to 25 cents or below. But I know at some point that's going to reverse, and I feel like Michael Scott, where he's just like, yep, I have the Michael Scott Paper Company, and when that goes down, I'll make another one, and I'll make another one. I have no shortage of names that I could use. As long as I have stuff to sell, as long as I feel like Gimli, where it's just like, there's still one dwarf in Moria that still draws breath. Like as long as I have a pulse, I'll work, I'll sell stuff, I'll buy more. And this guy named Vegas Matt has this thing on his gambling channel on YouTube. It's called Get Even or Get Even Worse. And I'll buy down here and I'll go back up. I'll get even, or I'll get wrecked and I get even worse. And like I'll see how it goes. Like now, thankfully, I have some shares in companies I could sell, but I'll keep doing it every quarter. I'll go in and I'll do more, and I'll either have 1 billion Omi by the end of it, or it goes up before that happens.
So do you want to talk about your partner statue you're selling at all?
Oh yeah, sure. Let me plug that. I've got a partner statue and a Todd, and let's see what else I've got going on.
A 3-digit partner statue, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
What are you selling that for, Randy?
I'm gonna look right now and see.
15.
It is. No, the Todd is 15. Because the Todd is sub 100. So this one, what are we at here? This one is 9.5 million. So it's actually only 14.25 in Omi. So that I think is a really good deal, because the other one, but granted, you could buy yesterday you could have bought a partner statue for like $780 in Omi. Now it's like $56.95. So now it's $845. But I have the cheapest 3-digit by a lot. The other one, so mine's 403. There's another one, Kolscher is number 142. So that's a bit lower than mine, but he's got it for 11.5 million. I have it for 9.5 million. So you save an extra $300 or 2 million Omi, with mine, and there's only so many, 3 digits. This is mine. The cat has a 3-digit as well. The cat has number like 957 or something. And although I'm sure they would probably rather have, I haven't brought it up to them. It's like, hey, it might be a good time to stack. Like, not that I need to. I mean, I'm the one that gave the partner stasher to them. I'm sure if I liquidate that for Omi, they'll be fine. But without, I didn't want to do that without going to them and be like, hey guys, this one, do you think this is right? But not that I need approval, but the other one's the Todd, because the prices are so cheap down here. The floor on Todd on BV might be 300 something, but on Stacker it's 286. Wow. So I got my Todd number 93.
93?
Yeah, mine's the number 93.
Okay.
And I have it for 14.5 million Omi. That's only $2,100. That's really cheap for a 2-digit.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I bought
There's
mine
another
for,
2-digit, number 28. This name coast, but that's 110 million Omi. $16,000. Like, I mean, fair point, but it's a lot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the deals are to be had right now. Did you see my purchase, my recent purchase of C3PO Golden Moments?
Oh no, what'd you get?
Number 42.
How much was that?
I did a deal, so I got it. Secured the bag.
Heck yeah. Dude, that's amazing.
Oh, I'm so happy with that. Yeah, I was ecstatic. We instantly did a show about it. I was talking about my C3PO. So yeah, that's a grail that I feel like it's kind of like my Spider-Man, secret rare sub 100. It's one of those things that you hold on to. And like you were talking about earlier with, your passion and you don't sell it for you can't see yourself selling it for anything. Like, I see that as long as I'm financially stable, I don't want to sell those type of things because I love holding them. I love telling about them and talking about them to people and other collectors that soon, I hope, will all know, wait, you have a VV collectible? What do you have? Like, and that story to be told and that connection with the person or people you're telling that to, that's going to be, very important to me.
Yeah. So I got another important question for you, Randy. Is that comet that's coming into the atmosphere, is it an alien spacecraft?
Is the comet that's coming in the comet? Is that going to hit us?
No.
I don't
think
it's
coming to our orbit in like 10 days, 9 days.
What is like our solar system orbit or the Earth orbit?
It's coming. It's going to be in our orbit, I believe.
Oh, so Earth's okay. So
yeah.
I just crossed past us, I would think.
You said for 10 days,
or it's landing
10 days,
or maybe it's landing on Earth.
Yeah, within 9 or 10 days.
How long is it going to stay near us for?
It depends. It moves. It does. It's not like a inanimate. It's not a thing that's just traveling with the flow. It's moving around. It's doing things. So nobody knows.
It's got lights
what it is
that are showing up that blink and are turning on and off and things.
Yeah,
from photos.
Photos
could be aliens. I mean,
they're pushing it. They're pushing this narrative really good. So
yeah, they are.
Might be Blue Beam. You never know.
I mean, yeah, it could be Project Blue Beam. I hope it's aliens. But I want to believe, I want to believe in Bigfoot. So I believe in I still remember in 2007, early YouTube, there was this Bigfoot documentary from the 90s on YouTube, and then one of the comments was like guys, look at how close we are to finding it. And this was 10 years ago, because it was from the 90s, and the comment was I guarantee you within 10 years we have Bigfoot on a science table. I was like, oh my god, yeah, 10 years. And it's been 20 years and we still don't have it. I was like, oh.
I just saw another video on X of Bigfoot running through the trees, and it was obscure. You can kind of see a big creature that's brown hair, red hair, or something like that.
Send me that.
I'll see if I can find it again.
Yeah.
And but it's not like just a good close up, like, face to face video or anything like that. We haven't seen any of those yet, but soon,
Well,
right?
now with AI, it's going to be so hard to tell what the frick
Yeah.
is real and what's not. Like it's going to blur. It already is blurring the lines to a lot of people, and the technology is just getting better.
Yeah.
There's a I asked on Facebook like a month ago if aliens came to you and asked you to bring them to humanity's best person, who would you take them to? And friend Stacy said Tiny Cat. Someone said Jesus. I was like, how can you find him? Someone said me. I was like, oh, that's cute. Fan Bam said Dolly Parton. I was like, okay, yeah, I could see Dolly Parton.
Huh.
Packaging Dude's wife said just a mom, but during her first week of motherhood when she's in love, not afterwards, because then the hormones would have her be crazy. And I was like, oh my God, Lily.
Jesus.
I would say probably Elon. I feel like Elon would be probably close to them in intelligence, or closer to them intelligence than the rest of us. So smart. But I mean, if they come in, if they want to kill us, they'd probably blow us up, and we wouldn't know. So they probably come in peace, unless they're coming in to say like, hey, we need your water, or we need your gold, or we need your like whatever. But if it's coming and it's going to be like in orbit, maybe it's a new moon, I'm sure that Elon or somebody with their satellites can go in and mine a bunch of, like precious metals from it.
Yeah, so I think that's interesting you bring that up. I was listening to a podcast, I think with Timothy Alberino on there, where he was talking about all of a sudden that we're starting to want to mine on asteroids and other planets. Could there be some elements that we're missing out of our periodic table that we're seeking after? And Bob Lazar was always famous for bringing up the extra element that's needed to supposedly fly those craft that we don't have on our periodic table.
Fly what craft?
UFOs.
So like there's nothing, because like they're all the atomic numbers are there, including the ones that are man-made in the lab. So I don't.
What was it called?
I mean, I'd have to see the video to see how he would. But like, because like all the numbers are there, and you can't get. There's no halves. Like there's 92 and a half electrons or 98 and a half. So
it's called element 115.
Okay.
And I guess they've tried making a synthetic version of it. Off of his description, I guess. There's something to it. I don't know. But he describes this extra element. Obviously, I don't think he's alive. He was unalived, right?
Bob Lazar?
Is he still alive?
I think he is, because I think I know Joe Rogan's interviewed him.
It wasn't Bob Lazar.
Yeah, he's still alive.
Maybe I'm thinking of another guy that's no longer around. But it is element 115 I'm thinking of.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, there's obviously things we don't know about.
They call it Moscovium. Yeah.
That's the guy? Viscobium?
No, the element.
No, that's the element.
Moscovium.
But there's
Pushback says it's not stable. Yeah, so he's heard of it too. Yeah. They need a 115 at stability, right? And they can't reach it. They're having a hard time.
Damn.
Dang.
We have
so
some
I
smart
wonder
listeners.
why he would think that material.
He's been involved in all the good movies, so he would know.
The way that my blueprint for what I think would be the most, and I'm not a scientist, but the most successful way that they could have, like, have you seen that video that the Navy released in like 2018, or Trump made them release a video where it's here and then it moves down here and it's underwater and it's up there and it goes in ways that the movement shouldn't be that way. Like that, there's no turns, so the way that you should be able to do that is if you manipulate gravity so that there is, and then the almost like a wrapped, like your body. All right, there are certain cryptos that can't be sent from one way or another. You have to wrap them. And then once you wrap them, it's like a spacecraft that can then travel, and then you unwrap it, and then it's good. You know, humans, at least humans' bodies, they can't have the G-force going that way. So it would be like we're in like almost like this Faraday cage or this place, and then the ship doesn't move. The ship stays stable, but gravity helps move it forward, and they're essentially bending space-time around it. I don't know how a different element would, maybe the element is what would be used for the material of the ship so that we wouldn't experience the G-forces. Aliens will bring us gifts and new technology. Well, the company would say the biggest crypto bull run in history. That'd be great. I like the way you think.
We're dropping off Bitcoin. Yeah, so I think that's also has something to do with why we think that they disappear when they're not really actually disappearing. They're probably bending gravity. So, you know, I've heard people describe this to where the gravity's shifting. So you're actually, you're not seeing them because it's bending. Instead of them jumping in and out of dimensions.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh.
I thought that was interesting. Yeah. Okay. So we all want to believe, right?
I do. I'm curious in 10 days what the fudge happens on November 1st. That Halloween? What day is? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, November 1st.
I didn't realize it was coming up that soon. 10 days.
Yeah. I just saw a thing about it. They're pushing it hard on TikTok.
Dang.
The one conspiracy I'm skeptic of.
So they also push the rapture real hard on TikTok. I don't know if TikTok's like the best thing that.
As far as I know, it hasn't happened.
No, it did not.
Or it's already happened. That's the other theory.
Oh no.
Yeah, there's an interesting theory going around where the rapture already happened, and we're living in the days after Jesus came and has left already. So, yeah.
So we're left behind, like the series.
Yes, left behind. Exactly.
Have you did you see the footage of that Miami mall thing with like maybe that? What was that about?
The giant creatures. And then there was the one with the other giant alien video where in somebody's backyard. It looked like
in Las Vegas. Yep.
Yeah, that was near. Yeah.
But I could never see it. It was like one of those posters you have to cross your eyes to see it or something.
Yeah.
I never could.
Like, is nobody carrying an Android with them? Like, why can we not get good video at all?
Right
Ever?
there.
Yeah.
You know, just a straight up close up right before they get freaking murked or something.
Well, in that mall one, they said everybody's cell phone just glitched conveniently. Really? You know,
yeah.
I mean, I guess if the alien or the portal the alien came out of was, you know, putting out some frequency or some, you know, radiation, I could see that, I guess.
And I had to take the conversation this way because everybody in the chat on the last conspiracy episode we had was like, "Where's Randy?"
They definitely wanted your input.
Is the Earth round or flat, Randy?
I think that the Earth is a very old and mysterious place. That, you know, we're traveling in this galaxy at how many crazy miles an hour, and you have these. Like, not winter ice storms, like you have these polar vortexes where you have like an eternal winter for, like, you have these ice ages and humans supposedly weren't there at the time, and you have these really, again, Earth's very old and very strange, and we all know of like Pangea, but I just learned that Pangea was only like one of multiple supercontinents that had happened. I was like, oh, I didn't know this. They didn't teach this in school. And, you know, how long have we actually been around for? And then you have that woman from that plane a few years ago saying, that motherfucker is not real.
Oh, that was spooky. You heard it in her voice.
Is in like DC, and then she says, no, I was crazy that day. And
she's gone. She got replaced.
Yeah. So I would like to think that I know that the Earth is round, and I'm like 98 to 99% sure that it is.
Yeah, that's me too.
I don't know enough about astrophysics to be able to tell you, well, based on X, Y, and Z and doing all these calculations, and yeah, it's 100% round, because but I don't know. And the government doesn't make it any easier to believe because they lie so much. And
Big time.
I told Bill this the other day. I don't know if you were watching. In Antarctica, they have a rule that, okay, here's the perimeter, and they have security forces outside the perimeter, and you can't go past there. And their reasoning for it is because apparently in like the 90s, someone used to be able to do whatever because people were a little smarter, but then somebody went there in a whiteout and they kind of didn't make it back. And okay, it's Antarctica, you can have those whiteouts, that makes sense. But what if it wasn't that? What if like something got this other being, or what if they discovered something and they had to kill this being and claim that he was lost in a whiteout? And and most likely that what I'm just saying, it like that ladder is like probably not, but there's like
that little chance.
So someone was on, I think, Tucker Carlson the other day talking about like, do you think Trump will reform the CIA? It's like, Trump can do many things, but they'll kill him if he tries to, purge the CIA, reroute the CIA. Like, they're too powerful. It's like, so I mean, like, there's also I think it's an Outer Limits episode, or what was the other one that was like that? Twilight Zone episode where they have this like radio or something, and it was like somebody makes a joke about the government listening to them, and in one episode it was like a joke, but then in a very similar episode like 10 years later it was like they're probably listening and it wasn't a joke and it was like real. So like I feel like government's listening everywhere we are. I feel like they.
Dude, my kid mentioned this purple toothpaste. He was like, I was dropping him off to school the one day, and he's like, Dad, they got this purple toothpaste that like takes the yellowing out of your teeth, and like I'm like, oh, that kind of makes sense. I'm like, because yellow and purple are opposite on the color spectrum, so it probably grays it out. That little conversation that we had about it, I get nonstop ads about dental products on YouTube. It's unbelievable. And immediately, as soon as he got out of the car, I turn on YouTube just because I'm driving to a job site, and immediately it's a dental ad. I'm like, the government's watching for sure.
So they're
all listening.
I don't know if it was on this day or not. I got to look at my Facebook memories, but it was like recently on this day, like actually it was longer than that, X amount of years ago. I'll see if I have it here. There's this place called Ghost Lake in New Jersey, and I am looking for it right now. Screenshot. Longer I work. Actually, on this day 10 years ago, I say, the longer I work for the government, the more I tend not to believe in certain conspiracies. You guys give way too much credit to the government. I just read the minutes on the Benghazi hearing. There's just, and maybe that was purposeful. I don't know, but that was. But long story short, I had mentioned that I was going to Ghost Lake, and I remember on that night, I had we were trying to find like ghosts or like demons or whatever. As we were young and in the military and stupid, thinking we could fight demons. We have a conversation in the car before we go out into like the woods to this Ghost Lake that so like, what's something that really like creeped you out for like no reason? And I answered Furby because the Furby
was creepy.
Yeah, they're creepy. And this one kid Rom mentioned Tickle Me Elmo, and we were like, that's strange. And then the next ad that was on my friend Zervan's YouTube video was a Tickle Me Elmo ad. And I was like, what is this? This is like 2013, 2014. It was like, oh my God, this is. Yeah. So they've been listening to us forever.
It's been going on for a while.
Oh, 100%. I mean, advertising, right? They'd pay anything to get that kind of reach on customers. So I don't doubt it. Apple and whoever can pull the strings, I'm sure is making a pretty penny on that.
Speaking of that Benghazi report, I read that whole report myself. That was an awful situation.
Yeah.
Just wanted to add
I think they want to do it in dreams too, because there's this. I forget what. Have you guys seen the telepathy tapes?
I might have heard of it. Is
It's
it
on
with
Netflix.
that famous guy that could he could forecast the future or whatever?
No,
No, it's
it
something
was with
different.
these mothers that had kids that were, they had the type of like nonverbal autism, like not the autism where they were like great at math or pattern recognition, but nonverbal autism. They're essentially mute, and they put the mother in one room in a building, and they showed her numbers or they were talking to her, and the kid in another room was able to tell like the numbers that the mother was seeing or showing, and like consistently, not just like one out of like, and I was like, this is very strange. But there's been, I did it with this girl I was dating not too long ago. Oh, the one I told you about when like kind of Tammy was here, and
Yeah.
I was like, we try. I don't know. Maybe we were talking about telepathy tapes. Like let's try it. And she's like, oh, what am I holding on to? Is like a remote. And she's like, yeah. I was like, oh, that's weird. And then I told her what was I holding on to. She's like, is that little orange duck in your video? I was like, oh my god, yeah. So I was like,
Whoa.
so I wanted to go like deeper on this, and she's just like, no, I want to stop. I was like,
She's
no, babe, you
scared.
can't stop. Like this, you got to keep going. Like you don't understand like how cool this is.
Yeah.
But she was getting like freaked out, and I was like,
Wow.
Well, there is something to that because, like, when my dad passed away in 2006, immediately as soon as my phone rang, I already knew what happened. Like, I knew what it was, and it was like it was a tragic accident or something, but I didn't know the details. But I just knew.
you said he was sick or wasn't sick, or
No, it was a horrific. He was a gas tank driver, and
oh, so he wasn't sick.
no,
So
no,
nobody saw this coming.
nobody saw it coming. And as soon as the phone rang, I knew he was dead. It was really weird. It's like my connection to him was lost.
Wow. You know,
I could feel it.
I believe in that stuff 100%. I was talking to this girl in Australia for a while, like really deep connection with her, and I was in another relationship, and I had a dream about her, right? And we hadn't talked in probably about 2 years or something. Had a dream about her. The next day she called, like no shit, and she already knew, like. And you can't, there's no odds of that happening. There just isn't, out of that long. I've never dreamt about her before, that all those things. There's something that we don't see, that our brain waves work on, that we don't know a lot about, or we do, but the community or our society doesn't.
It's like an energetic tie somehow.
Sure. Like look at yawning. Like I can yawn on a phone and hear the other person yawn, and they didn't hear me at all. You know,
and you're yawning.
I legit just yawned as soon as you said that, and I was like, I was trying to hold it in. I was like,
So I had another situation too, where you know how like you can, like you said, you dream about girls that you've been with or whatever. And you think about them for like years. Sometimes you could be broken up with them for years, and you know every once in a while you'll have a dream or you'll think about them. Well, I ran into somebody at I think it was at a store or something, and they were telling me about how this person died, and I was like, wow, that makes sense. I haven't thought about her in a long time, and I'm like, so that connection was severed, and I never even realized it.
Wow.
So that part's kind of weird too, right?
Yeah.
Like there's like, so I just didn't think about them, or that little connection that you have wasn't there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So weird.
There's I think women have probably that connection, or like I don't know how they know, because it's either as soon as you get like a girlfriend, they start to like pop up out of nowhere, even if you haven't told anyone, or as soon as like something good happens to, like before I started posting thirst traps, like about a month ago. Well, yeah, I mean, so now I've my back is feeling much better, so I started getting
guns out.
You're
He
like,
just runs out.
well,
So
There you go.
I started getting in a little better shape, and I didn't post anything, and they knew. I started getting like DMs like from girls that hadn't been with, like I either hadn't talked to or I'd been with previously, and they want to boink it, and I was like, how did they know? Like I haven't announced anything. I haven't, like, I know they don't watch my videos. Like, so there's
the force is strong with this one.
yeah, and then like obviously once you post like a third, hey, check out my new tattoo, you know, and then you see like a good book, like then it makes sense, because okay,
You just
well,
like
the
rub
selfie
some
thing.
oil on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean one of them I actually posted on X, because fucking Sparky like murdered me. She like hit me with some
Oh, that was
unexpected heat.
brutal.
Oh,
That was. I thought it was
don't
pretty.
think she
I thought it was pretty funny
understood.
though. I thought. It was pretty
I don't think she understood.
no, dude, Sanjay did that the first time he met me too, where
What?
we're on like so we have a conversation, I think on like a stream or something, and we have a really good conversation, and then he mentions we're on a space like the next day or the next couple days after, and he's like, yeah, Randy, you're around my age, we do this like all the time. I was like, how old are you, Sanjay? I was like, what, how old are you? It was like, and at the time I was like 32. I was like, I'm 32. He's like, oh wow, you're really young, Randy. It's like, thanks, Sanjay.
Yeah, because
So
if I had to guess, is Sanjay like around 50?
You got to be, yeah.
yeah,
Around.
I mean, he looks like a good 50 though. Like
Yeah.
he
No,
looks,
he's still, yeah. He
Yeah.
could pull, I'm sure.
So he thought you were 50.
so but so when Sparky posts this photo of the don't know where I'd be without them, and Tammy's just like two of my favorite people, and Sparky says dad and mom, like she knows that Tammy's 50, and she doesn't look 50. You know, she looks good. But even if I like Lorelai Gilmore'd her ass and had her at 16, that would put me at 47. And I was like Sparky, I'm 3 years I'm 3 years older than you. And she's like, you're only 34, and we've known each other for like half a decade. I don't know how she doesn't freaking know this about me yet. So the picture I reposted, where it's like, I'm gonna go live at the gym, was the one that I posted like to Instagram, where it's like, okay, you see like the thick arm, you see that.
Love
So
it.
because
amazing.
I remember as soon as I posted that, just DMs, it's like central. And I know, well, Bill Gardner, you're married. Zombie, are you involved with anyone?
No. I'm avoiding everything. I'm
you have the
avoiding
YouTube
everything.
channel.
I swear.
Yeah, just post a selfie. Just post like and on
He's
Insta,
gonna hold up
and
the
that's
BB
it.
app.
Yeah,
like holding my 42 C3PO.
Yeah, 42 C3PO. Hold on, I gotta go.
Yeah, just post the just post something on Insta, and you'll get the, you know.
Yeah, I'm not actively looking for anything right now in the moment.
Yeah, I mean,
I appreciate it.
Yeah. It's good times.
Good times. Okay, well, you guys want to end it, or what are you guys thinking? It's up to you. I could go longer. I just didn't know how.
Bill, what time do you have to be up in the morning?
7. So,
okay, yeah, we'll end it here. We'll talk off camera for a couple minutes, but yeah, we could end it here.
Okay,
sure. All right, everybody, thanks for joining us. Like and subscribe if you aren't already. Thank you, Randy. Appreciate it, brother. All right.